at the 27-yard line.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Fitzpatrick on first down. That one caught by Gibson. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a second down.
Antonio Gibson. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30.
Throwing Fitzpatrick. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Patrick's pass.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out in the backfield, out in some open space.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did there.
What'd I do?
Rocky.
Two Rockies.
I saw that. I got it. And, and right now, they're carrying it around like they are wearing boxing gloves. If we're going to have that kind of a reference, they've got to get it together and start playing a little bit better ball.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 38 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. And they'll try to run it in with Dobbins. Jackson going to run. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. He had the option, decided to keep it. I don't know that it would have mattered either way, though. Defended pretty well.
It really was, wasn't it? Because option plays are really standard 2-point calls, and you have to prep against them, and they did their prep well on that one.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Takes over 1st and 10.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OT.
And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be calling for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. He's going deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, 41 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Danny Johnson returning. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Washington will take over 1st and 10. at their own 20.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Looked like the defense were pretty good.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 34 yards to gain that time, another first down.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
Play action now. Fitzpatrick to the right side and complete to Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run on first down. Gibson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up second.
On 2nd and 11 now. Fitzpatrick. And he'll complete this to Gibson. That'll be a pickup of just 2. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Down. It's Gibson, and he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Recovered by the kicking team.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. A run here for J.D. McKissick. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Washington.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Jackson on the keeper. A fumble on the...
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Third down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Slings this deep for McLaurin. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 38 yards. And Washington has made this a one-score game. Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to try and run. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Ravens 14. Washington.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big one.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. It looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also, it may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little game. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to...
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now here's Johnson. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Out comes the Ravens defense now as they get ready for the next possession. And so far, their game plan, whatever it's been on this side of the football, working pretty well.
And I like where you went there, the game plan. You know that they spent all week.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. Off to Thomas on the left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
To Logan Thomas.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break it. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. 39 yards there, a big one, obviously. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
They'll start with the option. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
So we have reached it. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
20, Washington 9.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
You know, we always talk about the chess match in a football game, but we're usually talking about offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. How about the special teams coaches? I think we just saw a big-time adjustment by one to help his team get a spark to start the second half.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Oh, he fakes a spike. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
That's right, baby. It's all me.
And now nothing but green
if you were
ahead
me,
of him.
you do this
20.
too.
And a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
And they'll try to run it in with Dobbins.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own.
Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his 2nd touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 30, 20, 10. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math, but don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. Running room at the 50. Look out. He's past the 30.
Right, camera, action. Showtime,
He
baby.
will score.
Devin Duvernay. Touchdown, Ravens.
I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
That makes the score.
Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football, you often find good running lanes.
Returning it, Johnson. Up to midfield. He's at the 30. Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way.
Touchdown, Washington.
It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Now, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
They'll try and run it up the middle, and he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further.
Ravens 36. Washington.
And they're able to ground it in there on the two-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that two-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for two, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain it?
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone, and that's a defensive touchdown. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. They get the touchdown. Then on the kickoff, they get another touchdown, picking up the fumble, taking it to the house in just a matter of moments. Two quick scores, Charles.
Every time we start to neglect special teams and big plays that occur off of them, something like this happens that reminds us we've got ourselves a game now.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Keeps the score.
Well, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two.
Now the ball comes loose. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen, steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end.
Okay, baby, come on.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 38 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
And there's a situation where as a tight end, once he gets that end zone in his sights, he's not going to back down from anyone. He doesn't worry about running to daylight. He doesn't mind running through contact. That's totally fine by him.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. From the gun, it's Jackson rolling to his right. This is caught, and he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the two-point try will be unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. Slings this. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington.
To
Terry McLaurin, 50 yards.
And Washington able to make this a close game again.
It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
42. Washington, 35.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
On the option, Jackson will keep it. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Well, he's going to go for it all. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. So once more, the Ravens will come to the line here and go for the 2-point try. Throwing is Jackson. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Here comes Johnson on the return. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be complete to the running back, Gibson. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Come on and get it!
And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense set up nicely with what looks to be a 1st and goal right around the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Jackson. That's caught at the 3. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. From 4 yards out, and the Ravens will extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go.
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson and CD. That one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? Well, Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. What a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35.
1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Watch the run, watch the run. Check 50, check 50.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Ball carrier. Patrick Queen on the tackle.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Brown, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
To throw again. Jackson forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
They'll get this into the hands of Huntley.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him. But how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. Here's Jackson to throw, being chased out left. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. That his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
He'll try and run it. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, he fakes a spike.
Jackson.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. unable to connect in that attempt.
They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And now he'll tuck it and run. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
At the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson steps away to his, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Well, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson